Forget jump scares, these anime mess with your mind. We're talking about the kind of horror that lingers long after the credits roll. These aren't just spooky stories. They're psychological gut punches packed with trauma, existential dread, and enough brain-bending twists to fry your nerves. Some dive into body horror. Others unravel sanity itself. But one thing's for sure, they all hit hard. These shows don't just scare you, they change how you think. If you're ready for unforgettable, soul-shaking anime that leave permanent marks on your brain, here are the 10 most disturbing psychological horror anime ever created. Paranoia Agent is pure, mind-bending madness in the best way possible. Set in modern Tokyo, the city's buzzing with fear thanks to a mysterious Atakara rollerblading grade schooler with a golden bent baseball bat. Yep, that's Lil Slugger. And he's not your average playground menace. He shows up out of nowhere, clocks people when they're at their absolute breaking point, and vanishes. But this isn't just about chasing down a skate-happy delinquent. The show flips the script by diving into the lives of totally different characters. Each episode stressed out designers, overworked detectives, lonely shut-ins, you name it. All of them are grappling with the crushing pressure of daily life, and Lil Slugger seems to show up when they're just about to snap. Is he real? A shared delusion? A metaphor? Who knows? That's part of the fun. Meanwhile, two detectives, Ikari and Manawa, try to untangle this twisted mystery, only to fall deeper down the rabbit hole of mass hysteria and emotional collapse. With its blend of psychological horror, pitch-black humor, and social commentary, Paranoia Agent isn't just a mystery, it's a chaotic, stylish deep dive into anxiety, denial, and how society quietly loses its grip. The Perfect Insider is your go-to anime if you love murder mysteries with a heavy dose of brainpower and existential dread. It follows Sohei Saikawa, a chill but super smart professor, and Mo Nishinosono, his bold, genius-level student with a thing for math and her professor. What starts as a casual getaway to a remote research island quickly turns into a full-blown whodunit when a murder shakes the lab to its core. But this isn't your average murder mystery, nope. The lab is home to Shiki Magata, a legendary reclusive programming genius who's been locked away from the world for 15 years. Oh, and she was accused of killing her parents when she was 14. Casual. When people start turning up dead in a lab that's supposedly impossible to access, Saikawa and Mo are pulled into a mind-bending investigation full of techie twists, psychological weirdness, and philosophical rabbit holes. Forget car chases or flashy fight scenes. This one's all about logic, identity, and why humans are such complicated, messy creatures. If you're into slow-burn mysteries that mess with your head and characters who solve puzzles with their brains, The Perfect Insider is a perfectly twisted ride. Enu Yashiki kicks off with the ultimate underdog. Ichiro Enu Yashiki, a 58-year-old salaryman who's basically invisible to his own family, has zero friends besides his loyal dog, and just got hit with a terminal cancer diagnosis. Talk about life pulling no punches. But everything changes one night when he and a random teen, Hiro Shishigami, are accidentally obliterated by a mysterious alien explosion. Yep, just your average night in the park. Instead of dying, they both wake up looking totally normal. Except their bodies are now insane, walking weapons of mass destruction. Ichiro, bless his awkward grandpa heart, decides to use his new powers for good, heals the sick, stops crimes, and actually starts feeling alive for the first time in forever. On the flip side, Hiro goes full sociopath. With the same god-tier tech powers, he starts offing people like it's a video game, neighbors, classmates, random families, just to feel something. What follows is a brutal showdown between two complete opposites, one finding purpose in saving lives, the other in taking them. It's a dark, emotional roller coaster that asks what truly makes someone human flesh and blood, or the choices they make when handed terrifying power? Ergo Proxy drops you straight into a gloomy, dystopian future where Earth's pretty much toast and the last remnants of humanity are holed up in high-tech domes pretending everything's fine. Inside these domed cities, humans share space with auto-rive screepy smart androids that look human but are supposed to play nice and follow the rules. Spoiler, they don't. Meet Riel Mayer, a no-nonsense detective with a killer stare and the eyeliner of a rock star. She's trying to stay on top of a string of weird murders when suddenly plot twister bots start catching a virus called Cogito that gives them emotions. Yep, your toaster might cry now. Then there's Vincent Law, an awkward tech guy with serious memory issues and a habit of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Turns out he might be connected to these godlike creatures called proxies, and that's when things really spiral into philosophical madness. From there, it's a wild ride through desolate landscapes, cryptic clues, identity crises, and existential dread. Think Blade Runner meets therapy session. If you're into anime that makes you question reality, humanity, and why that robot just sighed like it's seen things, Ergo Proxy is your brainy, moody jam. Another is your go-to anime if you love creepy curses, mysterious deaths, and high school horror with a twist. It kicks off in 1998 when 15-year-old Koichi transfers into class 3-3 at Yomiyama North Middle Schoolaka, the most cursed homeroom in anime history. From day one, Koichi can tell something's off. Everyone's tense, the teachers are weirdly twitchy, and there's this girl, Mei Misaki, chilling in the back of the class with an eye patch and serious ghost vibes. The weirdest part? No one else acknowledges she exists. Of course, Koichi doesn't follow the mind your business rule, and after he starts talking to Mei, things go downhill fast. Students and their family members start dying in bizarre, bloody, and often brutal accidents. Turns out, Class 3-3H has been haunted by a curse for decades. Someone in the class is dead, but no one knows who, and their ghostly presence is what's causing all the chaos. With the body count rising, Koichi and Mei team up to unravel the mystery and find the extra student before everyone ends up 6 feet under. It's eerie, gory, and full of suspense, with just the right amount of "what is happening" to keep you hooked. Erased is what you'd get if you mix time travel, murder mystery, and a serious dose of emotional gut punch. Meet Satoru Fujinaman, underachieving manga artist with a weird superpower he calls revival. Basically, whenever something bad's about to happen, he's yanked a few minutes into the past so he can fix it. Handy, right? That is, until he gets framed for his mom's murder. And this time, revival doesn't just rewind a few minutes. Slingshots him 18 years back into his 10-year-old body in 1988. Now stuck reliving his awkward elementary school days, Satoru realizes he's landed just before a string of child kidnappings, including the one that took the life of his lonely classmate, Kaio Hinazuki. With the timeline wide open, Satoru sets out to play kid detective with adult-level awareness, trying to stop the real killer, save his classmates, and maybe, just maybe, change the future and prevent his mom's death too. But it's not just about solving a mystery. Erased is also about doing the right thing when no one else will, forming real friendships, and rewriting the past so the people you care about actually get the future they deserve. Emotional, tense, and deeply human. It's a time travel thriller with heart. Future Diary is what happens when being glued to your phone suddenly becomes a life-or-death situation. Yukiteru Amano is your classic, awkward, loner-quiet, introverted, and more comfortable texting imaginary entries to his make-believe buddy, Deus Ex Machina, who just happens to be the literal god of time and space. Turns out, Deus isn't so imaginary after all. One day, he hands Yukiteru a future diary, a phone that shows detailed logs of what's about to happen in the near future. Cool? Kinda. Until he learns he's now in a death game with 11 other diary holders, and the winner gets to replace God himself. Enter Yuno Gasai, pink-haired, totally adorable, and completely unhinged. She's also got a diary that tracks Yukiteru's every move because, well, she's madly in love with him. Like madly. Think stalker meets murder waifu. She'll protect him from the other diary holders, which include serial killers, cult leaders, and straight-up psychopaths, but at what cost? As bodies drop and alliances shift, Yukiteru has to decide if he's just trying to survive or if he's ready to play the game to win. Twisted love, betrayal, and a ticking clock? This show cranks the tension and chaos to the max, and it's a wild ride from start to finish. Shiki drops you into the middle of a sleepy little village called Sotoba, where life moves slowly until people start mysteriously dropping dead. At first, it's mostly the elderly, and nobody's panicking too much. But the bodies keep piling up, and things start to feel off. Oh, and did we mention the creepy new family that just rolled into town, living in a spooky mansion that screams, definitely hiding something? Yeah, them. Dr. Toshio Ozaki, the town's lone doctor, suspects some kind of outbreak, until the dead start showing up, not so dead. Turns out Sotoba has a Shiki infestation corpse demons who look human, act humanish, but really just want to drain your blood. Not great. Meanwhile, teen loner Natsuno Yuuki wants none of this mess, but finds himself right in the middle. And local priest Seishin Moroi is having a full-blown existential crisis. Add Megumi, the fashion-obsessed girl who literally dies for the chance to be cool, and you've got a town slowly unraveling at the seams. Shiki isn't your average vampire horror. It's a grim, twisty tale where the line between monster and human keeps getting blurrier. As desperation kicks in, both sides get blood on their hands, and you're left wondering, Who's really the villain here? ID. Invaded is like Inception meets Criminal Minds, with a shot of emotional trauma on the side. The story follows Sakai Doa, once top-tier detective turned disgraced meshu, now works for a secretive police group called Kura. But instead of busting down doors, he dives headfirst into the twisted subconscious of serial killers using a mind-hacking tech called the Mizuhanome system. Welcome to the id Wells, basically dreamlike murder mazes built from a killer's psyche. Sounds cozy, right? Inside these surreal mental landscapes, Sakaido becomes part detective, part puzzle solver, dodging bizarre logic, shifting scenery, and emotional baggage to find the clues that can crack real-world cases. But Sakaido isn't just solving murders, she's haunted by his own tragic past. And the further he goes down the rabbit hole, the more the lines between his pain and the cases blur. While chasing down a shadowy serial killer connected to his own trauma, Sakaido starts questioning whether the real monsters live in the minds he's exploring or the organization he's working for. ID. Invaded is a trippy, brain-bending ride full of psychological twists, creepy visuals, and mystery-layered mysteries. Buckle up, it's weird, it's wild, and it's wickedly clever. Monster kicks off with Dr. Kenzo Tenma, a top-tier Japanese brain surgeon living the dream in West Germany: respect, prestige, and a promising future. But that all goes sideways when he makes one call that changes everything. Faced with saving either a high-profile mayor or a little boy with a bullet in his head, Tenma chooses the kid. Noble? Yes. Smart? Well, not so much. Because that kid grows up to be Johann Liberton, actual walking nightmare in human form. Fast forward 9 years, and Tenma finds himself neck-deep in a twisted mess. People from his past are dropping dead, and guess who's behind it? Yep, Johann, the eerily calm, terrifyingly brilliant psychopath Tenma once saved. Racked with guilt and haunted by what he might have unleashed, Tenma ditches the scalpel and picks up the mantle of reluctant detective, determined to stop Johann before things spiral completely out of control. Monster isn't your typical whodunit, a slow-burn psychological thriller that dives into the murky waters of morality, guilt, and what makes someone truly evil. It's tense, gripping, and eerily realistic. And Johann, he's one of the most chilling anime villains out there. Period. If you're into cerebral thrillers that mess with your head, this one's a must-watch.